remains intact, of course, for hundreds of years. We are looking at Stonehenge at just after 8:30 in the morning sunshine, where Matt is for us this morning. Morning to you, Matt.
Good morning, Charlie. Yes, one of the most recognisable sites across the UK. Here at Stonehenge, did you know back in the 1800s, popular site for, of all things, cricket matches. And in 1842, they started a run of dahlia festivals here, which brought thousands into the area and really boosted the popularity of Stonehenge. And it's with that in mind that English Heritage are putting on a dahlia festival throughout this weekend, all the way through till Sunday. Starts properly today. Lots of dahlias on show back in the visitor centre, and of course, not that far away, we've got this as the stunning backdrop as well. Now, Sarah, back to you.
Matt, some people will not have a clue what you're talking about. Earlier on, you promised that you would have some massive headgear made of flowers.
Prevent these attacks from happening.
Anna, for the moment, thank you very much.
It's time for the weather now this morning with Matt, and I think we should rename this slot things you thought you knew about Stonehenge but actually you didn't, but we're learning new things.
Well, it's catchy, that, isn't it?
Well, not really. But Matt, explain that you've got some beautiful flowers there.
I'm not sure it run for a full series. Yes, I will do. Well, we're used to the rock triathlons, aren't we? Well, here's a lovely floral one made entirely of dahlias. It is all been done by the Salisbury Flower Club, and it's part of a big festival taking place here over the next 3 days. Back in the 1840s, there was a massive dahlia festival took place here at Stonehenge, which dragged in thousands of people from the local area as well. And the idea is to create the sort of scenes that were there at the time. And amongst that, they've got all local charities, local people involved, keeping everything very close to Stonehenge as well. And we'll be taking a look at some of the other features here throughout this morning, as well as the triathlons themselves in the next half hour. But
say 2 years ago.
And I'm in amongst the dahlias, but not probably where you'd expect. We're in Stonehenge this morning. I'll tell you why I'm here and give you the forecast, which at least for days got a lot more sunshine around. That and all the weekend details coming up on Breakfast.
BBC News.
So it's high time at 6:45. We had a look at the weather, and let's just explain. Matt is in Stonehenge this morning, which, as we all know, we know what that looks like. This does not look quite like that yet, no. Matt, because you're indoors. You're at the visitor centre, right? And you'll be outdoors a little later on.
Morning.
Indeed. Good morning to you both. Good morning as well. I will be outside later. Of course, it's a little bit too dark at the moment. Inside, load of dahlias here. Ruskin marigold. We've got the germander as well. But you didn't realise my dahlia knowledge was so good. But what is the connection between these dahlias and Stonehenge? Well, I've got a guest to let me know. This is Louise Crawley. Good morning, Louise. You're the landscape historian for English Heritage. What is the connection between these two?
That's correct. So welcome to the 2023 Stonehenge Dahlia Show, which English Heritage is organising to try and recapture some of the shows that happened here in the 1840s. And most people don't think of Stonehenge and think of dahlias, obviously. It was a very short-lived little interlude in the sort of more recent history of Stonehenge, in which this extremely novel kind of organisation of a dahlia show occurred, and it was regarded as an extreme novelty at the time as well.
It was unbelievably popular, though, wasn't it?
Up to 10,000 people made their way to Stonehenge. So if we imagine we're before the railways have reached Salisbury, everyone's arriving by wagon and on foot. And Stonehenge is a fair distance from Salisbury, as I'm sure you know. And they've all had to make their way up here with marquees and tents and a brass band and a cricket match. So it's incredible that this even happens.
So not only this, we've got stuff outside as well, which we'll be taking a look at later. And this festival runs all the way through till Sunday?
All the way through till Sunday, yes.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, good luck with it. Thank you for giving us a bit of an insight to what the connection was. I was unsure of you, Phil, but it sounds like it's fantastic, and it does certainly look amazing. We could do the weather for it, and we will do this weekend, I suspect, for a lot of the time. Let's take a look at that forecast, shall we? The worst of the wet weather late on Saturday. So just before I go, Charlie, Sarah, you love the dahlias here. You are going to love Sophie. Sophie Powell, local florist as well.
Pleased to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well. Dahlias, easy to work with?
Really easy to work with. Come in so many different colours, and I can't wait to display some on your head.
Right, so you're going to display some on my head?
Yes.
OK.
Are you looking forward to it?
I'm really looking forward to it, yes. Not nervous at all. So in the form of one of these crowns that you're wearing,
yeah,
I believe?
Absolutely. So we're going to make a crown together, celebrate dahlias here at English Heritage, and then you're going to wear it.
Wonderful.
Yay.
I look forward to it. We'll reveal all at 8:45.
Amazing. Cool,
Look forward
thanks,
to it.
Matt.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Sophie.
See you later.
So there you go, Charlie. Something for you to look forward to. 8:45. I'll be wearing a Dahlia crown. Back to you.
Brilliant, Matt. And we thought we were just looking forward to seeing the stones of Stonehenge, but now we've got Matt's crown.
It's all
of
about
dahlias.
the dahlias.
Wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting that. Thanks, Matt. See you later. 6:50 is the time now.
Are being asked here about whether more could have been done sooner to prevent these attacks from happening.
Anna, for the moment, thank you very much.
It's time for the weather now this morning with Matt, and I think we should rename this slot things you thought you knew about Stonehenge but actually you didn't, but we're learning new things.
Well, it's catchy, that, isn't it?
Well, not really. But Matt, explain that you've got some beautiful flowers there.
I'm not sure it run for a full series. Yes, I will do. Well, we're used to the rock triathlons, aren't we? Well, here's a lovely Flora one made entirely of dahlias.
Yeah, no, you're saying what, eight European medals, 5 Commonwealth medals, and
including
an Olympic
2
bronze.
last year at Birmingham. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. So she'll be aiming, presumably, to add to that tally at this year's World Championships. As you said, start tomorrow, and Nick Clitheroe has been to see her in training.
We'll always have a bit in our mind. We could maybe get a gold, but I think at the moment we just want to get that silver again, or at least another team medal.
It's been a golden era for British gymnastics. Alice is hoping there are still plenty more highs to come.
Yeah, some breaking news for you just in the last few minutes. Time now is 7:44.
We're going to Stonehenge for the weather. Matt, we've been talking about Stonehenge all morning, but this is the first time we've seen the stone, so you really are there.
I really am here. It wasn't just a big roost. Yes, we are here at Stonehenge this morning. You've seen the flowers, the dahlias, part of the Dahlia Festival they're having here over the next 3 days. But what is the link to Stonehenge itself? Well, joining me is local historian from the University of West of England as well, Brian Edwards. Very good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Matt.
That connection between Stonehenge and dahlias, it's not automatic, is it? Tell me a bit more.
No, so the Stonehenge Dahlia Society formed in 1838, and in 1842 the patron died, and a man called John Keynes, a nurseryman from Salisbury, persuaded the society to hold the future events at Stonehenge for 4 years.
And they were hugely popular, though.
Oh, massively so. Dahlias were extraordinarily popular, and the first show in 1842 attracted 10,000 people.
And this was at a time when there wasn't the public transport either.
No, this is 5 years before trains arrived at Salisbury, so there were 1,000 vehicles here that day, and people came from all directions, carriages, carts, on foot. Extraordinary, really.
And before then, really, Stonehenge wasn't seen as an attraction.
Well, no, I mean, it was an attraction to artists and the learned and passers-by. But I think there was a bit of a barrier there. It certainly wasn't a venue for music and picnics, which is what was introduced by the Dahlia shows. You know, it was the first example of band music being played here annually for 4 years. The first example of booths being erected here regularly, a formal meal regularly. All of those things all happened because of dahlias.
Marvellous, and that's the idea this weekend, to try and recreate that.
Indeed, indeed.
Well, good luck with this weekend, and thank you for all the knowledge this morning, Brian. Nice to meet
you,
you.
Matt.
Take care. Brought a bit of sunshine for you as well. Indeed, yeah. So indeed, the sun has come out at long last. After a bit of cloud this morning, it is brightening up here quite nicely. And for many of you, it will be a beautiful day. Let's continue into the start of next week too. That's how it's looking from the stunning surroundings, especially with the blue skies and the sunshine. Here in Stonehenge, it's back to you in Salford.
Matt, thanks very much.
I just want to bring you that breaking news again at minutes past 8. It's time to go back to a very sunny Stonehenge this morning. And Matt, good morning to you again.
Morning, Sarah. Isn't it glorious? Glorious here behind me. Blue skies, the sun is up. And of course, Stonehenge has been a site of interest for centuries. But back in 1842, when Queen Victoria was on the throne, it wasn't the sort of destination as it is now. But that all changed when the started the Dahlia Festivals here back there in 1842, and we'll be finding a little bit more about that and why there is one taking place this weekend in around half an hour. On Sunday, I'll have more details on all of that from these wonderful surroundings, Sarah and Charlie, in around half an hour's time. See you then.
Thanks, Matt. Does look absolutely stunning down there. Thank you very much.
Now then, in just a couple of
their inquiries, but in the meantime, obviously the investigation goes on. And, you know, here are some photos just to remind people of what the tree looked like in its full glory.
Such beautiful images.
Really stunning pictures. And whilst it's good to know that it potentially can grow back, it's going to take hundreds of years to just look as beautiful as it did. It's just such a shocking story, and so many people getting in touch with us and obviously so upset about it. It was such a special tree to so many people.
Time is 8:41, and we can have a look. You'll know this scene very well. Remains intact, of course.
Good morning, Charlie. Yes, one of the most recognisable sites across the UK. Here at Stonehenge, did you know, back in the 1800s, popular site for, of all things, cricket matches. And in 1842, they started a run of Dahlia Festivals here, which brought thousands into the area and really boosted the popularity of. And all the way through till Sunday starts properly today. Lots of dahlias on show back in the visitor centre, and of course, not that far away, we've got this as the stunning backdrop as well. Been in around 12 years, and the warmth continues into the start of next week. So I've been blessed today, beautiful surroundings. We saw the dahlias earlier on. We've missed out on the dahlia crown, unfortunately, but I will try and put some of that on the socials, on breakfast socials, in a bit. Anyway, Charlie and Sarah, back to you.
Matt, some people will not have a clue what you're talking about. Earlier on, you promised that you would have some massive headgear made of flowers, but it just hasn't happened. What's happened? I don't understand.
Technical issues, Charlie. Let's put it down to technical issues.
What does that mean?
But we'll try and sort something out. Too far away and a few camera problems.
Well, it looks gorgeous anyway at Stonehenge. So thank you, Matt. Thank you for this
morning. We'll see the picture at some point. 8:45. For the last few centuries, pipe organs have been confined.